Hi, this is Richard Blade, and you're listening to the Blue Zone Podcast Network as it presents Permanent Record, an in-depth look at the classic albums of the 70s and 80s, albums which have earned a permanent place of honor, both in our hearts and in our record collections.
Welcome back, everybody, to the first summertime episode of the Permanent Record Podcast. Well, the first summertime episode of this particular summer. You enjoying the summer, Sarah?
Well, it's a hot one, that's for sure.
Sure is, and we haven't been spending any time at the pool.
No, we're staying indoors most of the time, keeping cool in the air conditioning.
Good thing it's still working.
I know.
Before we get any further, I just want to thank friend of the show, Randall Hill, who sent us that awesome theme song that you guys just heard. It sounds like he made it on a Commodore 64 or something, or Commodore VIC-20 or something. I'm not sure what do you call that, 8-bit?
Oh, yeah,
8-bit
yeah.
music or something like that?
I don't know, but I love it. It's got a great retro feel, lots of fun. That was a nice surprise to receive that a while back, and we're happy to use it today.
So our official theme song is still the music that Tony Miracle of Venus Hum was kind enough to provide for us. Because if a pop star does a theme song for you, you got to use the pop star's theme song.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But since this is a special episode, thought it would be cool to use a special version of the theme song. So thanks so much, Randall. That was so cool of you.
I agree. Thank you.
Speaking of Venus Hum, new song released by them about 2 weeks ago, and a new song came out today.
Yeah, how exciting.
Today is July 24th, in case you're listening to this at some other point. So check it out on YouTube.
That's right.
Great new music from one of our favorite bands, Venus Hum.
For sure, and I'm excited to see if they do anything more. I mean, I'm happy what we're getting now, but hey, anything more that they give us, I'll be happy about that too.
I know, it sort of seems like that's the way of the future, like release a single every couple months, or, people aren't working on full albums, but, being the age that I am, I'd love to have a new album.
Oh, yeah.
By those guys. So I hope they give that some thought.
Yeah, maybe they'll listen to you.
Maybe. Before we get into the episode, we wanted to announce a really cool giveaway that we're able to do.
Oh, yeah. This is a really neat idea. I'm glad you came up with it, and I'm glad we have the means to do it.
Yeah, so a few episodes ago, as you already know, we talked to Kent and Rob, two great guys from a band called VHXRR.
Yeah, brand new band with a brand new EP.
That's right, The Persistence of Memory. Check it out often like I do.
Oh, yeah.
So those guys were really nice. It was a blast to talk with them. They're so cool that they both sent us some free music to give away.
I know. That was such a nice surprise.
Yeah, so we're going to do a giveaway. It's going to earn you, let's see, you're going to get Ron Herzog's Dearly Departed, his first album, which is great. I've been playing it all week long here. As I work from home, I've been playing it on pristine white vinyl, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to give away a CD of it. And Rob sent us two Cause and Effect CDs, Artificial Construct Parts 1 and Part 2, which, if you recall on the episode, I was really positive and enthusiastic about these. This is some of the best music that Cause and Effect ever made.
Yeah.
So that's exciting to have these to give away.
For sure.
And because we like you guys so much, those two guys sent us some music. We feel a little chintzy if we didn't contribute something.
Yeah.
So we're also going to throw in, as long as you have an email address, we're going to throw in, we'll treat you to a digital download of VHXRR's debut EP from Bandcamp. It'll be our pleasure to send you that file. You'll have to give us an email address if you are the winner, and we will buy it and send you the link.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, so it's 4 great albums, and it's totally free.
But what do they have to do?
I'm glad you asked. All they have to do is just share the link. You share either the link to our interview with Rob and Fawn, and you can do that by finding it yourself on your podcast application.
Okay.
Or I'm going to put it in the show notes of this episode, so you can just copy and paste it if you want. Or you can go share our Facebook or Twitter posts where we announce the episode.
Okay.
So either share the link or share our announcement of the link. If you share the link itself, make sure you tag us in it so we know that you shared it.
That's right.
Because I think we'll see if you share our Facebook post or if you share our tweet. But if you just take the link and post it yourself, we won't know.
Yeah.
So be sure you let us know.
That's right. You got to get credit for this.
Everybody who is kind enough to share that link, get the word out that we talked to VHXRR, we'll put your name in that big oversized hat that we have over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we will draw a winner in mid-August, and we'll gift you these fantastic CDs.
Yes, nothing like free music to make your day, right?
Got that right. I love free music.
I know. especially free good music.
That's the best. That's the best kind of music.
Uh-huh.
We had so much fun with those guys. They gave us so much of their time. We want to make sure that they know they didn't waste their time talking with us.
Yeah.
So the episode seems to be pretty popular, but I like to give it another push.
Yeah.
Now that we're a couple weeks past it.
That's right. Let's show it some more love, show them some love, and we'll show you love in return.
That's right. So thanks so much in advance with your help on this. Last thing before we get into the episode, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
This is our first part of our summertime mixtape episode that we usually do.
Uh-huh.
And we are joined on this one by our friend and yours, Jackie Clary,
Yes.
who we talked to last year as we covered Wham, Make It Big.
Uh-huh. That was a lot of fun.
And you're going to get the full story. This episode was actually Jackie's idea, which is cool, and that's why it was a treat to work with her. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues.
Yeah.
We actually started recording the podcast. It wasn't going very well because of the technical problems.
Mm-hmm.
We got about 40 minutes into it and decided that we couldn't do it anymore. It was just not working. So we took a break for an hour. We got the problem fixed and came back and did it again. However, stupid me, because I could hear her in my headphones fine, I forgot to look on my computer on the recording software to see what her WAV file looked like.
Oh.
And it really wasn't optimal. So we did the whole episode, and Jackie was kind of quiet. So I really apologize to her because she gave us 2 hours of her time and had a lot of good information. And it was taking that break. It was like when we started at 7, I had it set well for that time period. When we started it again at like 8, I forgot to double check. So I think it sounds pretty good. I went through it and I manually adjusted the volume on virtually everything Jackie says.
Oh, wow.
So she holds up, her volume is comparable to ours. But if there are a couple problems along the way, that's what it stemmed from. It's my fault. And I did my best to make it sound good. Jackie, I would do much better next time when we finish this up in part 2. I think it's pretty good. One of the parts that was bad was where we just very briefly talked about Jackie's bona fides when we introduced her. And this is something we covered on Wham, but that was last year. So I just want to refresh everyone's memory. Jackie is a great friend to the show. She's really fun to talk with, and I always have a blast chatting with her. The reason I like to chat with her and the reason why I'm always interested in what she has to say is, of course, because Jackie is formerly an employee at MTV News.
Yes.
And she also, for many years, worked at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right, right.
So she has a ton of great stories and great insight into things, and it's always a treat to talk with her. So that part sort of got skipped because of the audio issues. So that's why it's a treat to talk with her.
Yes, I agree. She knows a lot about music. She knows a lot about the charts and music history, and she willingly shares that information with us throughout the episodes that we have her on, and you'll find that to be the case here, too.
All right, so let's jump right into it. This is our first episode, our first look, record 1, cassette 1 of Now That's What I Call Music, Volume 1. Yeah, so everybody, it's the summer. It hit 100 degrees here today, 101 degrees, I think Sarah said.
Yeah.
And, in the summer, we like to take things a little easier.
That's
and we
right.
usually throw some sort of compilation show out there.
Yes, something fun, something light.
Something that lets us focus on fewer songs.
That's right. Yeah.
So last year we did The Wedding Singer. This year we didn't really have any thoughts. But then we had an email from our old friend and your friend, Jackie Clary. And she had an idea that I thought was just fantastic.
Yes.
So I was going to steal it, but then I felt bad trying to steal an idea from
Yeah.
Jackie without having Jackie be part of it. So Jackie, are you there?
I am here. Hey, guys.
Hey, it's great to hear
Hello.
from you.
It's great to be back on your show.
Always happy to have you here, Jackie, of course. So you sent us an email, and you had an idea for a cool conversation we could have. Just kind of clue the listeners into what you were thinking.
Sure. So I love when you do single shows, and I enjoyed your single show back at Christmas time, and I think they're super fun to listen to. And I was thinking about, I know a compilation that has all these great singles that the first one of falls right into the pocket of Brian and Sarah's show.
Ooh.
I think they should do a show on Now That's What I Call Music.
Now, that's what I call music. 30 tracks with 11 number ones. From Culture Club, Duran Duran, UB40, Kajagoogoo, Paul Young, Phil Collins, Tina Turner, Tracy Ullman, Genesis and Madness. Get Now. A double album or cassette in record departments of Woolworth, Tesco, Martin. Now, that's what I call music.
I like it.
That was the email I sent to you guys. And I was like, hey, if you do single show again, this is what you should do. I think it's so cool that you invited me on to be a part of it. And I do think that first one, which is what we're going to be talking about, fits right into the pocket of what you guys like to do. And there's so much great stuff on there to talk about.
So true. This was a double record set. I guess it wasn't even released on CD.
No,
at the
only
time.
on vinyl and cassette.
That's right. And there's a lot of good groups on it. Some of them I took off the table because they're
Yeah.
songs that I want to discuss in the future.
They're so good. We can't even talk about them right now.
Yes, but I give you a lot of credit. You let me have my first choice.
Oh, I'm glad you're happy. As soon as I said I wanted to take that off the table, I said to myself, she's really going to want to do that one. And there's actually a good reason not to save it for the album.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because it's not even on the album.
That's right. So talking about it today is actually a perfect opportunity.
Indeed.
All right. So we're talking about this. I guess it started as a British compilation, but it soon spread all throughout the world. Now that's what I call music. We're going to get Jackie to tell us the history of this particular compilation, how it came to be. But let's lead up to that with just a little generic talk on music compilations, Sarah, because I was really fascinated when I read like the history of pop music compilations. It's so weird how things evolved.
Yeah.
It seems like a concept that's always been around, and you just think, okay, you just combine songs, throw them on the record together, but it's not really that easy, is it?
No, it hasn't been around in the format that we know it for as long as we think.
So the first compilation that I was able to find a record of was way back from 1954 by a label called Embassy. Around that same time, CBS Records had an imprint called Pickwick, which released a series of low-budget compilations called Top of the Pops, no relation to the British TV show. But those records featured like session musicians doing cover versions of the hits of the day.
Okay.
Which is,
cheesy and lame.
Kind of cheesy. Yeah.
Cover versions. I love it.
Now, Jackie, I know that I think we spoke about this back when we did the Wham episode. You were reading the Elton John autobiography that came out last year, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was great. Loved it.
Do you remember what he talked about in that book about his time spent in the dirty world of these low-budget compilations?
Yeah, when he was an up-and-coming guy and working in London and just trying to kind of get his foot in the door, he would play on these comps, right?
And then he did something that blew my mind. Do you remember what he said, like, he did later?
Yeah, he kept working on them, even when he hit it big.
That's so weird. But he said he loved it. He really got a kick out of doing it.
Yeah, and I think, I give him a lot of credit. If you really love something and you're really into it, hey, good on him.
Yeah, I guess he didn't feel like he was too good for it or anything. That's pretty funny.
The kind of compilations that we are probably more familiar with are ones from the 70s.
Yes.
Which were mainly put out by two companies, Ronco and K-Tel.
Right.
I'm sure the name K-Tel probably brings back memories for most people that are listening to this. Even into the 90s, weren't they around? Wasn't that like Freedom Rock commercial? Was that in the 90s?
I feel like it probably was.
Do you remember Freedom Rock, Jackie?
Yeah. The thing is, though, is once we get into the late 80s and 90s, I think about the Time Life ads and the Time Life compilations.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Didn't you have some of those, Sarah?
You know what? We actually had a Reader's Digest compilation, 4 albums of Christmas music.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And this really huge box, it was like with a lid on it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do remember those Time Life ones as well.
Oh, sure.
I think we had some Time Life ones on 8-track at my house.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
8-track is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like...
Yeah.
Right.
So Ronco was a company founded by Ron Popeil, who is famous for his kind of kitschy inventions, like the Pocket Fisherman and things like that.
Yeah.
He was immortalized in the Weird Al Yankovic song.
I need a Vegematic. I need a Pocket Fisherman. I need a handy appliance that'll scramble an egg while it's still inside its shell.
Operators standing by. How does this make you feel?
Help me, Mr. Popeil.
Wait. Can I say it?
Go ahead, say it.
Set it and forget it.
That is awesome.
Truer words were never spoke.
Yeah, right.
But wait, there's more. It's not sold in any store.
So that company, Ronco, was formed in 64. K-Tel was formed in 65 and then would rock the world in 66 when it releases a budget compilation with original artists. The first time a compilation came out with the original artist was 1966. It was called 25 Great Country Artists Singing Their Original Hits.
That's like a mouthful. That's a really long and descriptive title.
It's a perfect name. And these two labels would edit the songs because they wanted to pack each record full of hits. They would edit the songs to make them shorter.
So it was a little too good to be true.
Yeah, exactly. And they would do all these tricks to increase their sales. Buy one, get one. If you bought like Hot Disco Hits 1, you would get Hot Disco Hits 2 with it for free.
Ooh.
They had posters. They would do giveaways. They had one called Raiders of the Lost Charts where you could actually win an Indiana Jones leather jacket.
Oh, man. Was it genuine leather or was it like imitation leather?
genuine faux leather.
Okay.
So that's what the world of compilation was up until the early 80s. Jackie, when this CD came to be, could you kind of clue us in on what happened that resulted in Now That's What I Call Music?
Yeah, so it was 1983. Two guys over in marketing at Virgin, they were John Webster and Stephen Navin, or Navin, but I'm going to go with Navin. They kind of looked at each other as they were getting requests from other labels to loan out their songs or to sell their songs for their compilations. And they're like, wait a minute, why don't we just do this ourselves? So they got the idea to, they've got some artists, some pretty solid artists. They were an up and coming, pretty good label at the time. They had Human League and Culture Club and Phil Collins.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what, we can do this ourselves. Still, they did team up, and in a minute, Sarah, you can take it from there. But so they were looking at themselves like, okay, we can do this, but what do we call it? And they were sitting in their boss's office, Simon Draper, who was one of the founders of Virgin, and they looked up to this 1930s advert poster that was hanging on the wall. And it's a picture of a pig gazing lovingly down at a chicken. And it says, now that's what I call music. And so a pig and a chicken on the wall of a label in London is what named the most famous compilation series ever. So, hey, Sarah, I know you know about exactly how that poster wound up on that wall.
I do. Yeah, it's quite a little story. And of course, it has to do with a girl. So Richard Branson, who of course was also a founder of Virgin Records, he found out about this girl and he thought she was just wonderful. She worked at this little bric-a-brac shop, this antique shop, and he wanted to go visit her all the time. Well, the shop owner, the shop manager, was not really keen on that. He said, if you come to visit her, you have to buy something every time you come into the store. So that was pretty wise, So he was in there one time and he found that poster and he decided he was going to give that to Simon Draper. So that's how he got the poster.
That is crazy. I love it.
I think Simon
So
Draper
cool.
was his cousin or something like that, I read.
Okay.
Kind of fitting to give it to him because he was supposedly a big rump until he had his breakfast.
Oh.
And that poster was an advertisement for a bacon company.
Yeah. I don't know if you see the poster, and we'll probably put a picture of it up on the show notes. There's nothing to do with bacon there except the fact that there's a pig, but it's like, pre-bacon.
Yeah.
And there's no breakfast. There's nothing to do with the ad. And I thought for the 30s, that seems really strange.
Yes, I also love that I know this is not going to be the only time we talk about pigs during this conversation.
That's right.
That's right.
I remember that. I instantly remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it came out, it was released on November 28th in 1983 by Virgin. They teamed up with EMI, so they were able to have EMI artists, and EMI was a big powerhouse at the time. So it debuted on the chart on December 4th, 1983, and it debuted at number 7. Could you guys take a guess as to what was number 1 that week?
I'm going to say I'm probably a little too late in the year for this to be correct. I'm going to vote for Culture Club Color by Numbers.
And I know that 1983 was basically the year of Thriller, so I'm going to say Thriller by Michael Jackson.
So Color by Numbers was number 4.
Oh, close. I was close.
Yeah.
Thriller was number 3.
Oh, I was in closer.
Stages by Elaine Page was number 2. Do you guys know who Elaine Page is?
No.
I do not.
She is a very well beloved, renowned singer on the West End. And she was the original Grisabella in Cats.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So, and Memory was a top 10 hit in the UK.
Oh, wow.
Growing up a musical theater nerd, I just thought that was so cool.
I sang that song in 8th grade.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That is most likely why that was number 2. Number
Sure.
1 was No Parlay by Paul Young.
Paul Young.
Oh, wow. Paul Young.
I knew nothing from that album. The first Paul Young and only Paul Young album I ever owned was The Secret of Association, which was his second album. And it wasn't until we got satellite radio and I started to hear Stay for Good.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever heard anything off that record. That song is really cool.
Yeah, you like that one.
I wouldn't mind having that album.
I don't think I've ever owned a Paul Young album.
That blows my mind. I would picture you being a big fan of, what's it called, that big hit?
Every Time You Go
Every Time
Away.
You Go Away, yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just so ubiquitous. I didn't feel like I needed to own it. But the best performance of that is George Michael did a really wonderful performance with Paul Young, actually.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find it. It's really great.
We'll have to look that up.
Don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember the circumstances behind it, but I could just imagine them backstage being like, what do we both know? What do you want to do? Okay, we'll do that.
Right.
So now that's what I call music number one. It debuted at number 7, but it went straight to number 1. And it was on top for 5 weeks, although the weeks weren't consecutive. And it sold 1 million copies leading up to Christmas. It was like the best stocking stuffer ever in 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, I think it was quite the feat, though, that they got it out in time for Christmas sales. I think that they came up with this idea pretty late in the year, and of course, scrambling to get everything together, get the record actually produced, get the cassettes made and distributed. I think that was a real feat to have that happen so quickly. But they pulled enough strings and they got it done.
Yep, I read something about Richard bringing people into the office and saying, what do we have to do to get this to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And money talks, Sarah.
Yeah.
And Jackie, money talks.
So true.
All right, so that hits number 1. The plan at that point, and I think was the plan for most of the time, was to release 3 of these a year. I saw the release schedule. One was in March, and the last one of the year was always right before Christmas, kind of like this. And it's going to lead to some great success. I'm just going to throw some random facts here about this series at you guys.
Okay.
The biggest seller of all was Now 44. It sold 2.3 million copies. I don't know what it was about that one that made it the biggest seller. Oh,
Wow.
You know what?
What was
Jackie,
on it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up. But that makes me think, I wanted to ask you, did you have this volume 1 of this series that we're talking about today?
No, I didn't have volume 1. The first one that I owned was 34.
34. Why that one?
Because there were a couple good things on it, but mostly there was this new solo Brit artist who just had come out of a boy band. His name was Robbie.
Oh.
And he was doing a song by this guy I really loved whose name was George.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was on 34, so it came out in August of 96. And the spring of 96, I actually studied in London.
Wow.
And it's so funny that I certainly saw them, but I don't know, student amount of money that I had to spend. I had to be careful, although I certainly bought more than my share of music, mostly at the Virgin Megastore on Oxford Street.
Cool.
But I didn't buy any of the Nows then. I bought some other compilations, and I realized I should dig some of these out and send you guys some pictures because there were some really great, like Cool Britannia type compilations that I bought. Actually, I got really into old school OMD that way while I was a student in London. And so I was aware of what they were, but it was at a Virgin Megastore in Costa Mesa, California, that I saw this Now compilation as an import and saw the Robbie Williams single. And that was the way that I could own it. So that was the first one that I owned. Cool thing about it, it kicked off with Spice Girls Wannabe.
Nice. I like that.
And also had George doing Jesus to a Child, which of course I had, but super happy to have that.
Right.
I had Adam and Larry doing the theme from Mission Impossible.
Oh, nice.
So you know who I mean when I say Adam and Larry, right?
Larry Mullen Jr. and Adam Clayton from U2.
That is who I'm referring to.
My sister would be proud that I knew those last names. My sister's a huge U2 fan. I always liked that they did that Mission Impossible theme because as they were working on that, their bandmates Bono and Edge were over doing a theme song for James Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So, and also, you know what, on there was Oasis doing Wonderwall.
Oh yeah,
another
that song
good
was
one.
huge.
Yeah, gosh, that was a great time to get into that compilation series because, Britpop at that point was just tremendous.
And that's probably the only album you could get that Robbie Williams song on because it's not on any of his albums. It's not on Life Through a Lens.
Oh, no.
So you either had to have the single or have this compilation.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was pretty excited about that. And also, just to throw in there, the first US Now didn't come out until 1998.
I saw
crazy.
that and that really surprised me. I assumed that they were just the same starting date all over the world, more or less.
I wonder why we were so late to the game.
Yeah, I don't know if it maybe had something to do with compilations just not selling here anymore in the way that, we were just talking about. And it just wasn't, as much an American.
They weren't cool.
Maybe not.
Everyone thought of K-Tel, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, never mind.
Freedom rock,
Yeah.
man, turn it up. Hey, speaking of Robbie Williams, true or false, Robbie Williams is the most featured artist on this Now That's What I Call Music series. More appearances on these discs than anyone else. True or false?
Oh, I bet that's true.
That seems very, very plausible.
It is true. 30 times Robbie Williams has been on these CDs.
Wow. Hey, I got
30 times?
30 times, yeah.
Crazy. I have a little bit of
times.
trivia for you
All right.
along those lines, and it's very timely because, well, you'll find out. The artist who spent the most time between appearances on Now compilations, Mr. Brian May.
No way, Brian
yeah,
May.
his and whose birthday is today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Happy birthday,
So
Dr. May.
He was on Now too. with Radio Gaga.
Right? That was,
And-
I think, the first song on the album.
Yes. Yeah, that was a big fight between him and Paul McCartney.
It was.
But Queen won. And then he did not show up again until 2012. And he was playing alongside another guy. And of course, I don't remember his name. So he was doing something with someone else. But that was, he was credited. But it was like 28 years between appearances on the Now compilations.
Wow, that's cool.
So he holds the record for that.
Very cool.
Wow.
All right, so before we get into the music, I'm just going to pepper you with some facts here. I started to do that. Number 44 was the biggest seller, Robbie Williams, 30 times. 31 different countries have their own Now series. In the U.S., we're up to number 74. How high do you guys think they've gotten in the U.K.? Started in 83, 3 releases a year.
I should be able to do that math, but
Without your scientific calculators.
I don't know. I think I'm going to say 113.
All right, good guess. Jackie?
Well, I saw an article celebrating the 100th, so I don't know, 120?
You both overshot it just a little bit. Volume 105 came out in May.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
Okay.
The U.S. has kind of caught up kind of quickly, it seems.
I know.
We're at 74.
Yeah.
And there have been various spin-offs over the years. Now Dance, that's what I call Christmas music, which I would like to have. That would probably be a cool one.
Yeah.
I have that one. I love that one.
Is it like pop music Christmas combined
Yeah,
with like classic Christmas? Or is it all pop music?
Yeah. No, it's kind of all of it. Could you take a wild guess why I got it?
I'm gonna
Last
say that
Christmas
Last
is
Christmas
on it?
Well, okay, let's avoid the obvious answer because I already had that in about 18 places. But it
All
was
right.
a song I was getting on CD for the first time. I had it on 45 and
Mariah
I
Carey.
had it taped off the radio on cassette. No. Do they know it's Christmas?
Oh, Band-Aid.
Oh.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
because when that came out, there were no
Oh,
CDs.
Sure.
That was why I bought it.
That's
makes
cool.
sense.
Yeah, that would be good to have.
That was a lot harder than it should have been.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's also been like country music ones, I think, and Disney music. We have none of these CDs in our house, Sarah.
No.
Except for, in the past year or so, they've brought out a series that I've embraced 110%.
Yes.
Now that's what I call yacht rock.
I love it.
Indeed.
I'm all in on my smooth adult rock.
He loves that yacht rock.
So that's the history of this CD series, I guess. So why don't we've each picked a song from the first record of the 2-record set
That we were allowed to pick.
that you were allowed to pick, right?
Like what was left after you forbade us from choosing certain.
I was kind of mean. I laid down the law,
No,
but then
it
as
made sense.
soon as it came up, I immediately said, "Okay, go ahead and do it."
Yeah,
So I just act mean,
I know. It's all good.
and we kind of discussed this before we got started. We're going to go in a particular order, an order that results in me going first.
Okay.
And my song is, of course, by KC from KC and the Sunshine Band, because why wouldn't it be if you have the opportunity to pick a song by KC? Why wouldn't you take it? And this song is called "Give It Up."
Everybody wants you. Everybody wants your love. I just like to make you mine, all mine. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up.
All right, that's "Give It Up" by KC, a great song. I have a great and recent history with it that we're going to get to in just a moment. But I just want to tell you a little bit about KC and the Sunshine Band, because everybody knows the name KC and the Sunshine Band, but I didn't really know anything about them.
Yeah.
So
I don't either. So tell us.
All right. So KC and the Sunshine Band were formed in '73 by Harry Wayne Casey.
Okay.
See what he did there?
Oh, Casey. His
Casey,
last name.
Casey.
Oh, so clever.
So they were originally called KC and the Sunshine Junkanoo Band because Casey used studio musicians from TK Records, where he worked part-time, and a local Junkanoo band called the Miami Junkanoo Band.
I don't even know what that word is that you're saying.
Junkanoo is like parade music with steel drums and horns and whistles and colorful costumes. It comes out of the Caribbean.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
It does look like it would be really fun, and it's popular in Florida.
Okay. Florida,
And
the
that's where-
Sunshine State.
The Sunshine State, that's right. Casey and the Sunshine Band. So their first album comes out in 1974. They have a hit off that album called The Queen of Clubs, I think. It's a hit in the UK, not here in America. Enables them to tour there. So they're going to go on ultimately to have bigger hits here in America, but they got their start overseas. So guys, KC and the Sunshine Band had 5 number one songs. Do you think between the two of you, can you guys come up with all 5 of their number one songs?
Okay. Of course, all I have now in my head is Give It Up. So
I would love that to be the case for me, man. If I had only that one song in my head for the rest of my life, that'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
all right, you start, Sarah.
All right. Well, the first one I'm going to think of, I always think of this now when I think of the Watchmen movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Your Boogeyman.
I'm Your Boogeyman is a number one hit. Yep.
I got it. Get Down Tonight.
Get Down Tonight. That's right. First on my list.
yeah.
Yep. Big hit.
That's the number. Was that their first single?
No, it wasn't their first single, but it
No.
was their first number one, I think.
The first number one?
Yep.
Okay.
Sarah, can you think of any more?
Yeah. How about, did they do Shake Your Booty?
Shake, 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 shake your booty. Yep.
Oh, I thought that was such a naughty song when I was little.
It's scandalous.
It is.
Good. Oh, okay. I've got one. I'm pretty sure it was a number one. So I saw them in concert at a rib burn off in Cleveland. They did a 15-minute version. No joke. 15 minutes of That's the Way I Like It.
There you go.
Wow. Yeah.
If any song deserves to be stretched out to 15 minutes, it's that one.
Oh, yeah.
A song that I loved in the 70s,
Yep.
and then I loved it again in the 80s when Pete Burns and Dead or Alive redid it
Oh, yeah.
on the Sophisticated Boom Boom album.
Wow.
Yep. You guys have
Really?
Yep.
I need to hear that.
And you need to see that video too. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's a good video to check out. So yeah, you guys got 4 of the 5 songs.
Okay.
The other number one hit was Please Don't Go.
Oh, that was them.
I like that song.
It was, yeah, it's a good song. And you may have been tempted to say Keep It Comin', Love.
Yeah, I know that one.
Guys, that stalled out at number 2.
Oh, man, I like that one.
What
a lot.
about Boogie Shoes?
I don't know. I don't even know that one.
I love my boogie shoes. That was them. Yeah, totally.
Well,
Yeah.
that sounds like Thunderball, what you were singing there.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. No, Jackie knew what I was singing. I'm
Oh,
singing those
totally.
horns.
You guys know your disco.
Oh, yeah.
So in the U.S., those songs came from 4 different albums, and all of those
wow.
albums were at least platinum sellers.
They
Yep.
did really well.
They did for a while. Then the
then-
80s hit, and the 80s got off to a bad start. They had 2 unsuccessful albums, one called The Painter and one called Space Cadet Solo Flight.
What?
Hard to imagine an album with that name wouldn't have succeeded.
Gee, that's so, yeah. Wow.
So, things were looking kind of dark and bleak for KC, but then in 1982, their 9th album, All in a Night's Work, comes out, and it contains this track. Great song.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Epic Records has lost faith in KC and the Sunshine Band, and they say, we are not going to even bother to release this song.
What?
Yep, they didn't want to waste their time, didn't want to waste the money. So KC, I heard stories where he either formed an independent label or went and worked with an independent label
Okay.
called Mecca to release the song, and it does come out as a single.
Good. The world is a better place because of it.
Some people may think you're joking, but that is absolutely true.
Yeah, I do. I mean it.
Now, it's a great song, and I really like the song, but I have to admit, when I saw it on the list and you said you wanted to do it, just looking at it written down, I can't get it in my head. But if they had given it a parenthetical of the na 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 song,
Yeah,
I totally would have known what song they were talking about.
you're right. And it's obviously too long to call it that, but something, it needs some sort of help to spark a memory for people, doesn't it?
Yeah, because once you play it, I'm like, oh, I totally dig this song. But you look at it on a piece of paper, I was like, what song is that?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's unrecognizable just by the title.
Much like the lyrics, the title is almost meaningless with no substance to it. Anyway, the release history of the song is pretty sketchy. Like I said, it comes out on their 1982 album. I see it with a release date of February 1st, 83 in the UK, but then it mainly is on the UK charts in August. And the song peaks.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. And then the song peaks in the US in March of 84.
Wow.
That may be because when you have a big hit, you want to try to milk it for all it's worth.
Oh, yeah.
So not only is this song on their 9th album, it's also on their 10th album.
Oh, wow. Just in case you missed it.
That's awesome.
So maybe actually in the U.S., maybe it was a hit off of that 10th album,
Oh,
and not
maybe.
the 9th, because that was the year it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Who's to say? It's hard to find out. But the song is very successful. We're sort of teasing it a little bit, but it's a great song, and it did very well all over the world. In these countries, it was a top 10 song. Australia, Belgium, Ireland, it was number 1 there. Israel, Netherlands, New Zealand, South Africa, and the UK. It was also number 1 in the UK. They took it to number 18 in the US, and West Germans liked it enough to take it to number 23.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
So that's some global success
Yeah.
for a guy that had, been falling down to the bottom rung of the ladder.
Yeah,
the past
yeah.
couple years. Of course, a song this popular often is at the end of the year when they do
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the year totals.
Oh, sure.
Number 17 in Australia for the year and number 19 in the UK.
Well, that's really good.
Cool.
Now, the weird thing is, this is like a blip on the radar of his career. He had a couple bombs before this. This song was very popular, but the album, even in the UK where it goes to number 1, the song goes to number 1. The album peaks at number 46.
Gee.
And the follow-up single to this was called Something's Happening. It only charted in the Netherlands and
That
got
was-
as high as 39.
So that the album title was a mismisnomer. Nothing.
Something's happening. Yeah, nothing's. You're right.
There was nothing happening.
Happening,
Nothing.
unfortunately, for Casey. There is one interesting chart history fact I wanted to share with you guys. This song, it was number 1 for 3 weeks in the UK, and it kept a song that a lot of fans of 80s pop music really, really love. It kept that song from hitting number 1.
Okay.
It's a group that only had one big US hit. They topped the charts, I think, with a song called True. In the UK, they had more hits.
Yeah.
Can you guess what song was held off from the top spot?
Well, the group was Spandau Ballet, and I only know basically 2 other songs by them.
Well, my favorite song of theirs is a 1983 song, and it's Gold.
Gold, that was it. Yep.
Gold, yes.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's a good song.
And that is a good
I
song.
love that song.
Yep. Stalled out at number 2 because of KC.
Wow.
Wow. I think that song's painfully underrated in the U.S.
Oh,
Gold?
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So let me tell you why I picked the song, guys. That's all you need to know about Casey, everybody. That's
Okay.
all. That's enough
That is
background
the
for
history and yeah.
Casey. Let me tell you why I picked this song. I remember it very well. Sarah, you were there as well. I don't know if it made quite as big an impact with you. But back on November 16th of 2019,
Wow, you know the exact date.
I do. I remember where my car was as I was driving through I was turning right at the light over by the Target intersection, Sarah. I was driving home from dinner with you, and we had the 80s on 8 channel on because something obnoxious was playing on First Wave. And this song came on, and I was like, KC. And I left it on because I used to call my friend Beal Casey. And at first, I didn't make the connection that KC was Casey and the Sunshine Band because
Yeah.
it just said Casey. And the song starts, and it's very cheesy with the keyboards at the beginning of the song. And I was kind of giggling. And then the song started with the drums and the horns and the guitar. And I was like, wait a second, do I know this? And I never really answered the question of whether or not I knew this song before. But I was filled with an insane amount of love for this song from that first listen. And I sped home. I got out of the car. I ran inside. I got on YouTube immediately, watched the video, changed my life for the worse. But the song was still really good.
Oh yeah.
I watched it numerous times that night. I downloaded it.
I think you posted it to the podcast page.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because
you
I was
shared
so
it. You
over the
were-
moon about
you
this
were
song.
just so excited.
Yep. Playing it, I don't know. I thought I knew it, but I couldn't sing anything other than
I think
no.
I knew it like once it started playing, but I don't know if I could sing a lot with it. Although again, there aren't that many words to sing along with anyway. But I think I could do the na-na-na-nas parts.
Jackie, when you clicked on the link to watch the video, or maybe you knew ahead of time, maybe you recognized it. Do you remember this song from back in the day?
You know, not from back in the day. I know the song. It's one of those songs always feels like it's always been around. Also, when I worked at the archive, reeling in the years, I would often be going through like stuff from the 70s and 80s and putting compilations together. And I know that Riddy has like 4 versions of that song. So maybe that's why like I know the song. I don't know, you know, that there's some songs that are out there you're like, you can't really remember when it entered into your life. And then there are the songs like that great story you just told where you totally remember how they entered into
I
your
know.
life.
The day that will live in infamy.
Yeah, I
November
love it.
16th.
I can't believe you remember the exact date. That's like so rare for you that because you're like, oh, when did that happen? 2 weeks ago? 2 years ago? I don't know.
Well, in truth, I remember because I have the date that I downloaded the song onto my computer.
I love that.
Oh, full
I love
disclosure.
that. You're like, ooh,
Okay.
timestamp.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for technology. Okay. All right. That burst my bubble a little bit.
Yeah. So I didn't really find a review for this song. I went through a bunch of copies of Smash Hits magazine trying to find one. I couldn't. The best thing I found, and it sums up exactly what I feel about this song, was on a website called freakytrigger.com, and they are just reviewing #1 songs from the British charts. The review of it was fine. It was a paragraph long, but someone down in the comments named Brooksy wrote exactly what I think about the song, what I would say if I had to give it a review. So I'm just going to steal Brooksy's words, and I'm giving them credit from back in 2010 when they wrote this on Freaky Trigger. Brooksy says, "Pure pop and the sound of summer captured on vinyl. Who could ask for more?"
Perfect.
Love it.
If I owned a swimming pool, it would be required. This is the first song you have to listen to when you jump in the pool on a beautiful sunshine-filled day.
Okay.
Mandatory listening.
Sorry we don't have a pool.
Oh, well. I'm going to make a claim that this song sounds relatively timeless, even though I just said it had cheesy 80s keyboards at the start of it. But I think it's musically perfect and relatively timeless. I grouped this song in with tracks like December 1963 and Come and Get Your Love. Songs that I'm completely unable to tell you when they're from. They've always been here. They sound... you can make an argument that they're from the 70s or the 80s or the 90s to me. I don't know. And they work regardless of when you're listening to them. Like, when you listen to this, does it sound simply like a cheesy 80s song to you? Or do you get any sense that it transcends that at all? Or am I just being nuts?
No, I think the fun of it transcends it. I think you're totally right. The funny thing, though, is to me, it sounds more like late 70s, early 80s than it actually sounds like mid 80s to me.
Okay.
I think you're right with the timeless stuff. I think a lot of the, well, if it's not synthesizers, it's not going to sound as dated. So the beginning of this, is a little bit dated, but then the rest of it, I don't know. You can't place it. It's just fun pop dance music. It could be from a very large period of time.
Yeah. Once you get going, there are occasionally keyboards, but it is mainly horns and that funky guitar.
Yeah.
Speaking of that cheesy keyboard, when I first heard the beginning of that song, I said, oh man, they ripped off this other famous song. Let me play the beginning of the song Give It Up. It sounds like this. When you hear that, I know it sounds cheesy. Does it put you in mind of any other song that you may remember from around the same time?
It sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Same thing. Like, I can't think of what it is, but you're going to say it and I'm going to go, yeah, of course that's it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not just going to say it. I'm going to play it because this is what my brain told me it sounded like. Let me know if I'm crazy or not.
No.
No,
you
you're
are
not.
not crazy.
No.
Cool. So that is, of course, what is that? Pete Townsend, Let My Love Open the Door.
Yeah. Boy, that's crazy that they are very similar.
Cool. I'm glad you guys agree because I already feel a little silly being so enthusiastic about this song. If you guys told me I was off my nut with that, I don't know what I'd do. So horns on top of funky guitars. They're great. How do you keep from smiling? And guys, how can you listen to this song and then not walk around for the next day or so singing na 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 na?
No. It's so true. Well, which is why I was having a hard time thinking of another Casey and the Sunshine Band song.
Right. It's
That's
stuck in
just
your
like
head.
overwriting everything.
Yep.
Casey, I think, sounds great on this song. I listened to some of his older songs to compare his vocals. And back in the old 70s hits, he was more, I don't know, it sounded muddy and he was back in the mix more than this. Here he's right up front and it sounds like maybe they're, I don't know, double tracking it or filtering it somehow to make it sound more powerful. I think he sounds great.
He does. He sounds very energetic and enthusiastic. He's got a lot of, just love and joy in his voice.
Yep, he does. And I feel that love and joy when I listen to him sing. The lyrics, so banal that they're hilarious.
He's like waving his arms around in like disbelief. Like, I can't even believe how ridiculous
It doesn't help. I mean, the verses are so brief, there's barely time to say anything. But
Yeah.
they don't even try to say anything.
No.
It's completely throwaway in terms of lyrics, but that's fine. It's the music that is the
Yeah.
star of the show here. All right, so we alluded to this before, the experience of the music video.
Oh, boy.
Guys, I've been doing a lot of talking. Let me
Yeah.
take a back seat. I'd like to hear your experiences of sitting down and watching the incredible bit of film work that Casey gives us for this song. What did you guys think of the music video?
Oh, Jackie, go ahead.
Well, I think that we as the audience experience this video through the eyes of the Blue Fairy Girl.
Okay.
And the Blue Fairy Girl is the one who leads us through this. And I'm watching the Blue Fairy Girl, and I'm like, that would be the best obscure 80s music video Halloween costume like ever.
Oh my God,
Like,
yes.
Who are you? I'm the Blue Fairy Girl in the Give It Up video. okay.
Sure you are.
You'd have to
Okay.
carry around handfuls of glitter because you can't use your power unless you throw glitter into the air.
That's right. Like glitter bombs.
Yeah. I mean, you just know it were these folks sitting around going, okay, let's throw everything in the kitchen sink. And it's funny, I mentioned cats earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
It's not just me.
No.
Like, they look like they wandered out of the West End onto Casey's music set.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Cats is really big. Let's put some people that look like they were in Cats in this video.
And then let's tether them to the pillars of the Gothic villa that we're shooting this at and have them strapped there.
Yeah.
With really thin ropes that are barely tied. Because Casey can untie them in seriously less than a second.
Yeah, well, we don't want to
And
hurt
set them
them.
free at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, when we get these Cats characters, we also have to combine them with people that look like they're right from the set of Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Yes, indeed they do. Yeah, those really fantastic space leather outfits that are not like full outfits because like he changes into a vest. You know, you don't need sleeves.
No.
Forget sleeves. But you do need really big like shoulders on them.
Yes, you do.
Big.
There was one other like character in there. Do you guys remember the after school series Land of the Lost?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I just talked to my
Okay.
brother-in-law about this last weekend.
There was a slee stack in there.
In the
in
Casey
the
video?
video, like in the Give It Up video, just
What?
take a watch. About three. Well, it wasn't like a real.
Okay,
it
yeah.
looked like a slee stack.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that again.
I've never seen that
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
So I don't
well,
know.
No,
I know
I-
the name Slee Stack, but I don't
Yeah.
know what they look like.
All right.
Yeah. So seriously, my notes here for the video are blue fairy girl, people strapped to the pillars, looks like chorus cats and cats, slee stack.
Okay, you
That
hit all
about
the
sums it up.
hit all the high points. You missed the muscle bound guy.
Yeah, I considered him.
yeah.
He's like Tiger Man from the Gil Gerard Buck
Oh,
Rogers show. If you
yes.
remember Tiger Man.
Yes,
That's what that guy reminded
he
me of.
is. Or he looks like he could be the bouncer outside the Frankie Goes to Hollywood Relax video.
Oh, he could be.
That too.
The one thing I really loved is that Casey goes through great pains when he infiltrates the evil mansion
Mm-hmm.
to not be seen, even going so far as to having the Blue Fairy Girl use her powers to
Yeah.
convert his clothes into the space age uniform.
Uh-huh.
But then when he walks into a room where there's like it's like the cantina scene in Star Wars.
Yes.
With like a low budget kind of cantina
Oh,
bit.
yeah,
He
and-
can't resist getting up on stage to sing some of the song, even though he was trying to keep a low
That's
profile.
right. Well, the stage was calling. You know, his
Yep.
public wanted him.
It sure did.
How about the prisoners that were playing in the band? Prisoner aliens or something?
Did they have like prison clothes on?
Well, because they had like black and white striped outfits, like old fashioned prisoners.
Well-
but they were aliens. I don't know. It was so weird.
So like Jackie said, Casey frees all the beautiful people that are barely tied to the pillars of the Gothic mansion, and then they escape through this glowing hole that's just in the ground outside the mansion.
Yeah.
It was sort of annoying to me because when Casey sneaks in, he slows down and looks in this glowing pit.
Yeah.
But they don't show us what he sees. And I was
No.
like, why did you show us looking into it if you're not going to show us what he sees? It was annoying.
Just to show you that that was something that was there.
Right, I guess. So everybody, all the escaped captives jump through that pit, so they escape. KC is the last one to go down into the hole, and he gives a little wave to the Blue Fairy Girl because even though she did all the work and protected him and saved him from the river when he was
Yeah.
drowning in the beginning, he's just going to desert her to like the forces of evil. So he disappears, she throws her glitter, the hole disappears, so no one can follow them. Mm-hmm. And then she gives like one of the most annoying laughs in any music video I've ever seen. That's how it ends. Like as the villains come out and see her, she turns, looks at them, and just laughs like an annoying 6-year-old. And that's how the video ends, except for the minute and 2 seconds of credits.
Oh, I don't think I saw the credits.
Oh, I didn't see credits on the one I watched.
On the version I watched, it had over a minute of credit, just like a movie.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Well,
Huh.
it was a cinematic masterpiece.
I used the word tour de force.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, tour de force. You might have to force some people to watch it.
Yeah, you might have to.
Yeah. Now, if you're going to strip the song, though, down to its essence, also on YouTube, there's a performance from Top Pop, a Dutch TV show. Top Pop was great. Top Pop ran from 1970 to 1988. It was a Dutch TV show.
Is he in a room
And
with like 2 girls?
Yes. And, you know, I read the best comment I saw on that, the lead comment on YouTube. Somebody who said it was posted 4 years ago. And she said, if I ever get trapped inside a shipping container, I'm definitely doing this.
That is what it looked like.
Oh, my gosh.
That's insane.
Wow.
So what was that
So-
show called? Top Pop?
Top Pop.
I saw it on the side when I watched this video, so
Let's put that in the show
Yeah.
notes.
for sure.
So I want to close with the legacy of Give It Up.
The legacy.
Yes.
Okay, this should be short.
So, wow. Wow.
Hey, I have no room to talk. My next song has no legacy at all. So
So I read an interview with Casey in Goldmine magazine, and he said, and after Give It Up was a hit, that was it. I was done. Give it up, and I gave it up. I never thought of it that way. But yeah, I was done with being in this business, with dealing with this business, with being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, when to smile, when not to smile. You know, the whole thing. Casey was done, but he was only done until 1991 when the disco resurgence called him back to action. And Casey and the Sunshine Band has actually been together since 1991, doing what they do best. Now, another part of the legacy of this song is the fact that evidently British football fans like to sing songs about their teams to the tune of this song.
Oh,
I found
really?
examples of like 4 different football clubs that have songs that their fans sing to the tune of this song.
oh, no way.
Yep. A Danish band called Cut and Move released a cover a decade later, and it was pretty much a big hit everywhere in the world but the U.S. Number 1 in Denmark for 5 weeks, and Australia for 4 weeks, top 10 in a number of different countries. And it sounds very house music.
Okay.
It's good, though. It's good.
Uh-huh.
But here is my favorite thing that I discovered. I found an awesome version of this song being sung by 2 people that I guarantee you both know. So I'm going to play a little clip, and you guys tell me if you can figure out who it is singing. And regardless of whether or not you can figure it out, this is the song I'm going to play at the end of the episode because it's so cool. But take a listen, see if you know who this is. There's 2 different people. This clip mainly focuses on one of them, and then they go together on the chorus. And then you only hear like one line of the second verse where the second singer sings.
Okay.
But the voice is so distinctive, you only should need one line.
Okay.
Everybody wants you. Everybody wants your love. I just like to make you mine, all mine. Baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Everybody sees you. Everybody wants to stare.
Oh, I know the second voice.
Me too.
I know who it is. I'll let you
You
think.
actually both know both voices.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the first one, but that second one, yeah, you were right. I knew exactly who that was.
So the second one is who, Sarah?
Chrissy Hind.
Chrissy Hine of the Pretenders, yep. And could you figure out that first voice?
That first one, I wasn't so sure. I was thinking at first maybe Tina Turner, but I
No,
didn't
that's
think-
not Tina.
No.
Jackie, I think we've talked about the fact that you like this person before.
It's somebody I like. I like a lot of people.
I know.
It's not Whitney Houston, is it?
Nope.
No, that's not Whitney
Okay.
Houston. You can keep naming people, and I can tell you it's not.
Okay. Well, we could do that for a while.
That was the lovely and talented Annie Lennox.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
Yep.
Annie Lennox. Oh my gosh.
I love her, and I love her voice, and I didn't hear that at all.
No.
Well, you were hearing it down the
Well-
line here on our setup, so
No, that's very kind of you to try and blame it on technology. No, I didn't get it. And totally should have. What is that from?
I'm glad you asked. That was from a gig played on February 9th, 1986 at London's Royal Albert Hall. It was a charity show in response to a volcanic eruption in Colombia that year that killed over 25,000 people. At the show, Chrissy and Annie performed this fantastic version. Here's the thing. The whole event was planned, arranged, and this person was also on stage during the playing of this song, Mr. Pete Townsend. Coincidence? No, I think he was trying to set the stage for an eventual lawsuit to sue the writers of this song for ripping off Let My Love Open the Door. But then he decided at the last minute to donate that money to the people affected by the tragedy of the volcanic eruption.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
You have no proof for this.
No, that's all speculation.
Okay. Well, that is a really, really interesting theory. And thank you for sharing it with us.
So, Jackie, if you listen to this episode, listen all the way to the end because I'm going to play the entire song.
Excellent. I look forward to that.
I'm very glad.
Wow.
So that's the end of my notes on Give It Up. Sarah, we're going to go over to you for your song. All right, before we get back to the episode and Sarah and Jackie's songs, we just wanted to thank the folks who were kind enough to send us Apple Podcast reviews
Yes.
since our last episode. So we've had 2, and they were both from the U.S. site. So, Sarah, do you want to share that first one?
Okay. It's a great name called Scruffy Terrier.
I love Scruffy Terrier.
I know.
Scruffy Terriers on Twitter, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great name and a 5-star review.
Thanks, my friend.
And it says, we're friends now, right?
Oh, we are.
I think so.
We are friends.
Yeah, sure, why not? Started listening to these guys for their Depeche Mode reviews. Honestly, if you are missing regular human contact during the shutdown, you can do no better than bring these guys into your life. Their informal and effortless style is nonetheless packed with facts and detail presented in a way that make you feel like you're out with one of those groups of friends that you're just happy to sit back and listen to. Great work, guys. Thanks for the time and effort you put into these.
Hey, well, thank you very much for taking the time to type that up and to send it our way. We really appreciate it. Every time you guys do that, it helps our podcast. We're really glad you found the podcast, especially in these times when we're not really doing as much as we usually are. So, if we helped you get a few hours killed during a day, that is awesome.
I agree.
Glad to hear you're a Depeche Mode fan, too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, thanks very much for that. And then our other review, Sarah, that we got is also from the U.S. site, and it is from a user called Domipome.
Domipome.
Right, and it's a 5-star review entitled Yes. I love the enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
They say, I've learned so much from these two. Thanks for filling my quarantine with joy.
Oh, wow.
So that is the goal. We come on here and we act silly and stuff, but we wouldn't waste your time if we didn't actually have some information in the episodes.
Yeah.
I always say, do I have enough notes to warrant doing an episode? Because I don't want to waste people's time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you saying that you actually learn things from the podcast. That's great, because that is our goal. And I think last time we met, we actually did talk. I got a little heart touching with how much it meant to me when people thank us
Yes.
or tell us that they appreciate us, particularly in this time. So I'm not going to repeat all that again, but just know that I do really appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words. It means a lot.
Yep, I second all of that.
Very cool. So, folks, you can always leave reviews for us on Apple Podcast. I don't know. I'm sure there's other places you can leave reviews, but that's the one that podcasters always seem to be concerned with.
It is the one that makes the difference for some
guess
reason.
So.
Maybe-
Anyone who does take the time to do that, we really appreciate it.
We really do. Maybe someday Spotify reviews will become really important to us, but right
Maybe
now,
Spotify's getting bigger and bigger in the podcast game.
yeah.
So, all right, we're going to jump back into the episode. We have 2 more songs to talk about, so let's get
man.
to it.
Okay, I did something crazy in this selection. I actually picked a song that I did not know. I had never heard this song before, but I thought, you know what? I have the Kajagoogoo album already, White Feathers, and I know Lamal, and he's definitely in our wheelhouse, the synth pop, new wave genre. I thought, I might as well learn this song. So I went ahead and I played it, and we're going to hear a little bit right now. It's called Only for Love.
They can face the situation straight in the eye. And as they surely, and she comes on to run, and she smells that smell that leads you on. Try to see it through, playing out your part, making certain when you give your heart, it's only for love.
That's Only for Love.
I can't fault you for picking this, because I think Lamal is hotter now than he's ever been in his career.
Oh, yeah?
In the past couple years, he's been on Black Mirror, American Horror Story, and Stranger Things, his music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so why not talk about Lamal? People
Yeah.
actually know him now. Never Ending Story.
Yeah.
And that use in Stranger Things was just fantastic.
It went on to be such a blip on the cultural radar that he got a new record deal out of it. He's released his first new music in many, many years.
Isn't that something?
Yep, so this is fitting. We're probably going to get tons of young kids listening to the podcast now, Sarah.
Yeah, that's right. Bring them all in with Lamar.
That's it, Sarah. You were making the demographic shift a bit.
Yes, that was my plan. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I already knew the group Kajagoogoo. And the crazy thing is, this is one of 2 songs that we hear Lamal's voice on. And then there's also 2 Kajagoogoo songs on there, but they're not both his. It's just a very strange period of time for the band and for Lamal.
Wait, you mean on this compilation?
Yeah,
There's a Kajagoogoo song on this compilation, but it doesn't have Lamal?
correct.
Wow, that's crazy. I think I just always thought they broke up after he was kicked out.
No, they did not. They probably should have, but but no, they fired him. That's not a matter of any kind of controversy. Like everyone
Right, yeah,
agrees,
yeah.
he was fired, and he went off and he started working on a solo album. But then they decided that they were going to go off and do their own thing and make another album. And the song on the second record here called Big Apple, that's their big song.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's the other blonde guy in the group, the one that had the bushy blonde hair and the braids.
The bass player?
I think so.
He's the guy playing bass. He was playing bass with Howard Jones on Howard Jones's acoustic tour that was canceled because of the pandemic.
Okay.
I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, I know. I should know it. I should have had it written down.
But
But
I didn't know he took over. As
yeah, he
singing.
was the one that I think that kind of kicked Lamal out. Yeah, so it's just a very odd assortment of Lamal and Kajagoogoo stuff we have on here.
It's a wealth of riches.
Yeah, something like that. So much like your song, Brian, this song also had a kind of a weird release history as far as I could tell, because it was released in the UK in September 1983. It ended up on his 1984 album called Don't Suppose. In the UK, it ended up going to number 16 on the UK chart. But then I was looking for information on the other countries, and it said it went to 51 in the US, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I saw it went to 51 the week of August 10th, 1985, which is like much later.
Right.
Another funny thing about that week, cool fact about the week of August 10th, 1985. That was the same week People Are People spent its second week in its highest chart position on the top 100, which was number 13.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Can I burst in here with some Depeche Mode information?
Of course.
Since you brought up People Are People.
Sure.
Did you guys ever see on NME's website, they have a column called Does Rock and Roll Kill Brain Cells?
Yeah.
And they interview pop
Okay.
stars. They ask them questions about their own career to see how badly they do.
Yeah.
Because the theory is rock and roll is going to kill your brain cells. And Lamal does very poorly. But one of the questions they asked is, what frontman once said of Kajagoogoo's Too Shy, that song is slime? And Lamal laughed and said, oh, that's terrible. I have no idea, but I'm dying to know. NME reporter said, it was David Gahn from Depeche Mode.
Oh, my gosh.
And Lamal said, I'm gutted. He's so cool. I hope he's changed his mind. I quite like a few of his records.
Oh, poor Lamal. Oh, man. Oh, that was rude of Dave. Well, he was probably a young punk back then, and
He was.
yeah, he didn't care. It seems like it was released later in the U.S., and I'm presuming it was released after the success of The Never-Ending Story in 1984. So I think that, would make sense with the timing of it coming out, peaking on our charts in 1985.
Sounds about right.
And he was on American Bandstand in 1985, and he played both The Never-Ending Story and Only for Love. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. So it did do pretty well in a couple other countries. It actually went to number 1 in Poland. So yay, Poland. And it was number 5 in Switzerland, number 8 in Germany, and number 9 in Austria.
That's wild.
Yeah, but I did not know this song.
I had never heard the song until yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you know this song, Jackie?
No,
Did it change?
I did not.
Did it change your life like my song did?
No, I love discovering new stuff too. That's new, old stuff. And so I enjoyed it. I can't wait to start talking about the videos because the videos were.
Oh, yes. Yes. I want to spend a lot of time on the videos as well. I think the song, there's not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, it's a good, typical synth pop song, very middle of the road. Not a lot of things to recommend about it. Not a lot of things to criticize about it. It's just kind of there. What do you think, Bri?
The components of this song are all things I love.
Yeah.
Awesomely fake sounding drums. And nice sounding synths, very crisp and clean. But when I first heard the song, I really did not like it.
Oh, wow.
But then I could not stop watching the video, the second video from 1985. I must have watched that video like 7 times. And each time I listened to it, I liked it more.
Okay.
So it's not a great song.
Right.
And it's also a song, oddly enough, that I think the verses are catchier than the chorus. I think the chorus is like the weak spot of the song.
Yeah, I might agree with you there.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of the song, but I definitely like it more than I did in the beginning.
Yeah.
This song may have gotten him the job of singing his biggest hit.
Oh.
He was performing this song at the Tokyo Music Festival, and Giorgio Moroder was there as well.
Okay.
Giorgio heard him sing this song and said to him, hey, I have a song for a movie. Do you have any interest in singing the vocals on it?
And he was like, sure.
And he said, yes. So then, a couple weeks later, he flew out. He said, I was a young kid. I was drunk and I was tired and it was a disaster. He said, I had a lot of trouble singing it.
Oh, no.
And Giorgio said, oh, go rest up and get some lunch and, come back and we'll work. And Giorgio got it to work. And Lamal, as an older man, says, I really appreciate the fact that this 40-year-old guy had the patience with a 22-year-old butthead coming in like that so unprofessionally. But, that's why he got the job of singing Never-Ending Story.
Oh, no way. Wow. So this song was really important to his career, ultimately.
Yeah, that's a great story. The Never-Ending Story kind of passed me by. I don't know if you guys have like those things from the 80s that everybody assumes that you have seen or know like the back of your hand. I totally missed that somehow. And when I saw the scene in Stranger Things last year and they used the theme song and I'm watching those kids sing it, I was like, oh, that so was me in like alternate universe 80s when I didn't miss this movie.
There was no way I would have missed that movie because my mom, when I was around that age, whenever that was, she worked part-time at this place called Book of the Month Club, which I think now if it still exists, they're actually the people that do the Stephen King library.
Oh, wow.
It's that same company, but it was basically buy books through the mail. Because she worked there, she could get books off of the dollar table, and she got me like every Tolkien book under the sun because I love Lord of the Rings. But because I love Tolkien, she saw The Neverending Story and brought it home for me. Wow, it's a great book. It takes place like in our world and that world, and it has red text and green text depending on what world it's in when it's happening.
That's
and,
cool.
Yeah, it was really neat, and I thought the story was just fantastic. So I was really excited for the movie. Ultimately, I remember thinking that the book was a lot better than the movie, which is, often the case.
Yeah.
But I was really excited about that movie coming out.
Cool. Yep. I don't think I ever saw it. I didn't see a whole lot of movies, so that's not a big surprise.
You know who was a very unlikely Lamar fan? I found out.
Dave Gahn?
Nope. But it is hearkening back to something else. Chrissy Hind.
Really?
From my story. Yeah. Lamar said he was in a Blockbuster one time renting movies. And somebody tapped him on the shoulder, and it was Jim Kerr from Simple Minds.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, "Are you Lamar?" And he said, "Yeah." And Jim said, "My wife just bought the Neverending Story single. She was really complimentary to it."
Oh my
and Lamar
gosh.
said, I couldn't believe it because Chrissy is so rock.
Right.
Is what he said. But the thought of Chrissy Hines sitting at home by herself dancing around the living room to Neverending Story makes me very happy.
That's delightful. Oh my gosh. That's I love that you have all this Lamal trivia. You're like coming through big time.
After seeing his performance in that video, I had to learn more.
Yeah. Which one?
The second one.
All right. Well, let's talk about the first one first because, well, it's the first one. So there are 2 videos for this, and I guess the first one was released with the UK release of the song, and wow. Oh, sorry. Ryan
I just took a drink.
Just about did a spit take there. Sorry about that. But oh my goodness, what a plot this has, huh?
Is that what you call it?
Well, it's something's going on there. So Lamal and this other guy basically beamed down to Earth. And at first they're dressed all in black. They actually look pretty cool, except they have like kind of like light bulbs on their suits. I guess they look too cool.
I loved the light up jackets.
I know. I'm like, those look really great. But no, they decided that presumably, I guess, to blend in better, they need to change their clothes. So Lamal snaps his fingers and their outfits change.
I had a problem with that because my video firmly establishes that you cannot do magic like that unless you throw glitter in the air. And now all of a sudden, Lamar is just clicking his fingers and things are happening. It doesn't work with the first video.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, they came down from space on a light beam, so,
That must be science, and mine was magic.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I think that's what's going on. There's a lot of finger snapping in this video. A lot of magical things happen when people snap their fingers. Well, Lamal is a lot better at it than his companion. He's able to get them milkshakes. He gets them into a cool car, although he makes his companion drive, so that was unfortunate. His companion, though, is not as good at the finger snapping. So they're sitting at this cafe. They've got milkshakes. And then for whatever reason,
he just wants to try his power,
I guess. I didn't know what his point was, but the companion snaps his fingers and he ends up with a piglet in his arms. he's cradling a piglet and he's kind of like, now what? So that's so strange. And all the while they're having these adventures and snapping their fingers and having cool things happen, there's this bearded, bald gentleman in this other place watching them and following them and using some kind of a weird electronic device like a walkie-talkie almost, and he's trying to catch up to them through all these adventures. And he ends up with a car chase with them, and they're going to this hotel, and I don't know. So they finally see that he's catching up to them and they don't know what to do. Well, at the end, he actually catches up to them in the hotel room, and they get really worried. They think he's like from the government, I think, and they're gonna, get captured and prodded and poked and whatever.
They've probably seen E.T. by this point. They know what the government wants to do with extraterrestrials.
But he's just this guy. And by the way, in the meantime, they pick up a model.
Yeah, right. I forgot.
And I don't know what happened with her, but
she goes with them.
And she is wearing the coolest bright red dress.
Oh yeah,
like 9-year-old me watching that video would be like, oh my gosh, when I'm an adult, like I want to wear that dress.
Oh yeah, it was a lovely dress. Yeah, they were watching her in a photo shoot while they were drinking milkshakes and holding pigs, and And then they decided that they needed to take her along with them on this trip. So he snapped his fingers, Lamal did, because he's better at it. And he got the girl.
Yep.
And his friend is driving. But anyway, they end up in this hotel room, and all three of them are there. And here comes the bearded gentleman. They go back into these black outfits. Oh, now the girl has a black outfit too. And then they dematerialize and get beamed back up to this spacecraft. And the bearded man is so disappointed. And we think, oh, yeah, because he wanted to capture him. No, we look down and he's holding an autograph book in his hand. He just wanted their autographs. That's all it was.
Isn't that something?
Oh, it's something, all right. Hey, they had a story. I'm glad that one had an ending.
That video...
Not a never-ending story. You see what I did
Oh,
there?
I see what you did.
Okay. It's like, come on, guys.
I enjoyed listening to you guys recap that video, but I only watched that one time. So I kind of forgot some of those things like the milkshakes and the black clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that video sounds fine, but it isn't until the second version where the awesomeness of Lamal comes out.
Well, then
fully.
I want you to go ahead
No,
and...
it's definitely your song.
I know, but you were so excited about it. I feel like...
Well, I'm just excited because I'm a huge fan of Richard McKenzie, Interpol agent.
This one is so different, so crazy. So...
Which one did you like better, Jackie?
I think I liked the 85 one better, the second one better. You know why? I think it reminded me of, and I don't want to step on any toes before you go through the whole thing.
Nope.
But it had that Miami Vice vibe to it.
Oh, yes. Very, very
Right?
much so.
Right. Which was around this, was 85. It was around this time. And Miami Vice, the story goes that Brandon Tartikoff, who was the head of entertainment, at NBC, he wrote on a cocktail napkin, MTV Cops, and that was the birth of Miami Vice. So I'm sitting here watching this Lamal video, and I was like, cops, detectives on MTV.
Yeah.
Do you know what year Miami Vice started?
It started in
I wanted to say-
1984.
I wanted to say 84.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what really confused me, because until I understood when the U.S. release for this song happened, I thought these guys kind of predicted
Created.
Miami Vice.
Yep.
And I was like,
That's what I was
whoa.
hoping you were going to say when I
Yeah.
asked what year it was. I
That's-
was hoping this came first.
This did not come first, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because it must have been right around the same time, though, because Miami Vice started in September of 84.
Okay.
And, this song was out, I guess, in 85 in America. Yeah, it's so much like Miami Vice. I mean, it starts off in a police office, in a policeman's office.
I love the fact that his boss says, you know how much this case means to me. And he's like, yeah, I do. We get no sense that it means anything to him because we never see him again.
No.
And
Go
then
ahead.
you swap out Miami for Beverly Hills.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still palm trees. There's still water.
Yeah,
There's still boats and helicopters. It's just like the other side of the country. That's not really much different other than that.
And glamour.
Oh,
'Cause
for
it's-
sure.
Yeah, because you've got the Mercedes with the California plate.
That's right.
And the Mondrian Hotel.
Yes.
And then it's funny. I just made a little list here of as I was watching it.
Oh,
I'm like,
good.
The Mondrian Hotel, the police chopper, the gun? Question mark.
Yes.
gun.
I bet I know what you mean by that.
I have a note about the gun as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so crazy.
Guys, you seem to have overlooked
I know.
the contributions of August and Wilcox.
Right. The two cops that they're supposed to work with Lamal, the Interpol agent, because he's only there for 72 hours.
That's right.
And they have to do everything that he
Do
says.
everything he tells them.
I think he told them, leave and I will handle this, because we never see him the rest of the time. I never saw them again. They were gone. All we see Lamal do is drive around and follow this rich woman. He's the one following someone else instead of in the other video where he was being followed and pursued.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the tables are turned.
He's terrible at surveillance, though.
Yeah.
The footage of him, you're supposed to not make yourself look suspicious. He's constantly looking around,
Yeah.
drawing attention to himself as he's
Right.
following her.
And I mean, they actually make eye contact at one point.
Right.
They're.
After the handoff from the Asian businessman.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but the first 2 or 3 times I watched this, I thought he was giving her a steak knife. I didn't understand what it was.
I couldn't really really tell what it was. It was
It's a jewelry box that has that necklace in it.
like a long, yeah.
But I thought it was the wooden handle of a steak knife.
Okay.
And the first time I saw it, I thought he must have killed somebody with it. And she was taking care of the evidence.
Okay. You read a lot into it. So they end up at the Mondrian Hotel. Well, did you have more on your list?
No, I ended with the gun.
Okay,
question
yeah.
mark.
So we're going to get to that point now. He goes to the hotel, finds out where she's staying, gets into her room. He knows it's her room because there's her hat sitting on the bed.
Yep.
And of course, as you do, he points a gun at it. He points a gun at the hat on the bed.
There could be a bomb underneath it.
Because that's what you want to do is shoot a bomb. Oh my gosh, it made absolutely no sense. He's like, is she under there? Did she shrink? I don't know. No, she appeared from the bathroom.
He doesn't even try to pretend
No.
he's going to be
Like a tough
good
guy.
law enforcement
No.
agent. He immediately lets her take the gun.
Yeah, he's just like, I guess I should be doing this now. She's like, yeah, forget it.
He's
And-
lucky she didn't just kill him.
Yeah, I know.
He was not thinking. He was thinking, but not with his brain.
Yes, because then she takes the gun, she puts it down, and then they kiss. And then, in a scene reminiscent of Last Christmas, she takes off the necklace she's wearing and puts it on him, much like the brooch in
Brooch, totally.
in
the
Last
brooch.
Christmas. That's exactly what I thought of whenever
Wow.
I saw her give him the necklace. I'm like, oh, well, so this is a unisex piece of jewelry that she's just giving him. It just made me think of Last Christmas. And I knew Jackie would love that.
Yes, you were right. I tell you, I love the amount that you read into all this. Like the passion and the joy with which you watch a Lamal video is just really awesome.
I don't understand how anyone could watch this video and not get drawn into the excitement of the
It
story.
is spellbinding.
So, Sarah, I'm too excited. I'm
Okay.
waiting for you to talk about the helicopter chase.
All right, why don't you go ahead and talk about it? Because I did skip over that completely.
Well, after they have their rendezvous in the hotel, she
Yeah.
gives him the necklace. She's out in the ocean, the open waters.
That's right.
In a speedboat, and
Yeah.
he's following her in a helicopter.
Yes.
Even though they had their little affair, she must still have the real necklace.
Okay.
He made a big mistake.
Oh, boy.
Letting her go. And if you watch the video to the end, it's kind of annoying because near the end of the video, it starts cutting the frame into three narrow pictures. Do you remember?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what they did in the 80s.
We had this great visual effects, so we had to use them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this was... Man, I seriously watched this video like 8 times. I think it's not only the 3 frames, but I think the little squares of in-video links start appearing.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it makes it really hard to see.
Yeah.
But at the end, over on the right-hand side frame,
Okay.
police cars with sirens pull up and sort of park in front of that helicopter.
Oh.
I think he's in trouble.
Oh, boy.
Like, I think she gave him a fake necklace. He let her go because...
He thought he had the real one.
No, because
Oh.
only for love
Only for love.
does he live his life.
Oh, yes.
He let his heart make him make a big mistake. And now he's going to be arrested and she gets away with the real necklace.
Oh, boy. Thank you for solving that mystery.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Check it out, people. It's amazing.
It
the song
is.
is average. The
Yeah.
video is amazing.
Yeah.
And Lamal, I never really liked Lamal or Kajagoogoo that much because I like Too Shy a lot, but the other songs on the album I didn't really like. But his hair always bothered me. I didn't like that hairstyle.
Okay.
But by this time, when he has his hair cut and slicked back like that, he looks amazing.
Yeah, I knew you'd like
And
that hair.
if you read the comments on the YouTube video, there are so many people who are just like,
He's
he's
so
so hot.
hot.
If I was alive in this day and age, he would get my digits.
Yeah, there were a lot of people pretty enamored with him in that video. So, even if you just want to check it out for the eye candy, let alone the fantastic storyline and the whatever kind of music.
And it's totally true sometimes when you see an artist in its span of a year, how different and how much more glamorous and grown up, and
Yeah.
loads of money will help too.
Right,
oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Get the money of the major label behind you. And suddenly you look a lot better and your videos look cooler.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that must have cost a pretty penny to make that video. I mean, that wasn't a fake helicopter. That wasn't a fake speedboat.
Nope.
That was real.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Sarah. That was a terrible song, but it was it was
It
fun to
wasn't
talk about.
terrible. It wasn't anything memorable, but the videos are wonderful.
Well, our next song, there's no question about it, is a classic tune.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to head over to Jackie and see what song she is offering up for us to discuss as we finish up our discussion of Disc 1 of Now That's What I Call Music.
Well, I picked what is arguably one of the biggest hits and most beloved hits on disc 1 of the first Now That's What I Call Music, and that's Duran Duran's Is There Something I Should Know?
And I got so far before I had to say, please, please tell me now,
This was Duran Duran's first #1 UK single. And that was a huge deal because they'd been around for 2 years at that point. It was their 8th single released in the UK, and they just hadn't hit it yet until that one hits it big. It debuted at #1 on March 26, 1983.
That is crazy to debut at #1. That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Well, and that's what I think is so cool and so special about this song is that the table was set. Everything was set, and then here you go. It's a great song. It is all what has been great about the band coming up to this point, and then it just gets released, and it does what they've been trying to do for 2 years. So they were just ready to do it. It bumped off another song that's on the first Now That's What I Call Music from #1, and that was Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, wow.
okay.
Jim Steinman.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah. It was a standalone single in that it wasn't on an album. So it was the first single after the album Rio, and it led into the album Seven and the Ragged Tiger. But in repressings in the US, it got tacked on where actually they took off the song To the Shore and put on Is There Something I Should Know? And what's also interesting in that US reissue, they changed the aesthetic of Duran Duran, the eponymous first album, to look like the aesthetic from Is There Something I Should Know? So it's a cool little tidbit of information that they kind of changed it because they capitalized on the momentum and the song. And like a lot of British bands at the time, the US was about 6 to 8 months behind all the cool stuff with this great music that was going on in the UK. And so the song actually, it hit #4 in the US in August. So it didn't go to #1, but the momentum for Duran Duran was building all throughout the summer.
That whole period is so insane when I look back at it, because like I said to you right before we got started here, I was listening to Liberty today, the Duran Duran album Liberty, which was the first Duran Duran album I ever purchased. And then I went backwards. I can hear Duran Duran fans screaming out in disgust at me.
What?
As I say that. But because of that weird re-release, the fact that this song came out after Rio, but the US label throws it on the first album
yeah.
is insane. And until we researched it for the show, I've just always assumed it was from that same time period. I never paid attention to it, and I thought it was the same time period as like Planet Earth.
And the funny thing is, I am almost flipped from you in that I always associated the song with Seven and the Ragged Tiger and always had to be reminded it wasn't on that album because the first Duran Duran album I ever owned was Arena.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, at least it makes sense to put it in your mind with Seven and the Ragged Tiger because it sort of heralded that sound in that record. Like you said, U.S. was behind on things when the new wave scene started in the U.K. Duran Duran came out too early. That first album came out too early, and it got overlooked here in the U.S. because we hadn't caught up to them yet. So I guess business-wise, it's a good move to throw this song that was a #4 platinum hit, throw it on that first album on a re-release, and maybe people will buy that record and hear it now. So I guess it makes sense, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, and then it's so, to me, associated with the Seven and the Ragged Tiger time because it opened that world tour.
That's right.
And it is such a great opening for a concert. And you go back and you watch, the Sing Blue Silver documentary and different compilations that were done off of the Arena tour or the Arena tour video. Opening with that is just so fantastic. So, it was interesting as I was thinking about this song today and kind of putting it into context. In the 80s, there are these handful of artists that had these like great setup years because you know me, I like to put everything into context of the era and the time. And it's fun thinking back to, kind of like how the pieces fit. So they had their 2 years, right? 81 and 82, where they made these great videos and they were making it big on MTV and big on the charts in the UK. And then 83 is like this setup year where the US caught up and then boom, with Seven and the Ragged Tiger coming out at the end of 83 in the big world tour. And then it's world domination at that point. So you know who did that right after that? Phil Collins.
Oh.
So if you think about it with Phil Collins, where he had Face Value and Hello, I Must Be Going leading into 84. 84 was Against All Odds, which was not on an album. It's on the soundtrack to the movie, but it's not on No Jacket Required. And then he hits with No Jacket Required in January of 85, and it's world domination, which he captured so beautifully in the Take Me Home video.
That album was huge. And, I forgot about Against All Odds. I always just sort of thought Phil Collins came out of nowhere for no reason. But you're right, he did kind of prime the pump with that big soundtrack hit.
Yeah, and that's, to me, the parallels between that and Is There Something I Should Know in 83 is, it's not attached to an album. It's big on its own, and it fits into this chronology that is like the springboard for the band to capture worldwide, adulation and love and just kill it.
Right.
So that's the context of the song. Okay, so it's huge. We've established that Duran Duran at this point, by the end of 83, worldwide are huge. And when bands are huge worldwide, strange things happen.
Yeah.
So before we actually talk about the song and the video, and I'm really excited in particular to talk about the video, I sent you a YouTube video on Twitter a few hours ago, and I want you guys to watch it, and I want to hear your reactions to it.
Oh, this is exciting.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me go over. I'm just going to not take my headphones.
Okay.
Duran Duran, Japanese Funny CM, Suntory Whiskey.
What is
the heck?
this? Oh my gosh.
Oh my, that's creepy.
Oh dear me. This is disturbing. What? Oh my gosh. How strange. What are we looking at here? What's wrong? They look like
Andy
bobbleheads.
looks like a... Oh, Jesus,
Ew,
that's
what is
freaky.
that?
So we're seeing Duran Duran looking like bobblehead. Oh, John looks sexy, though.
Oh yeah. What
Duran
is
Duran made it to look like bobbleheads, performing to creepy dolls, light and smooth whiskey.
What the heck was that? What did you just do to us, Jackie? I feel like I'm going to have a nightmare now.
Because when bands hit number one, weird things happen internationally.
That is freaky.
Yes, you are right.
Crazy?
They're playing
Okay.
to a room full of creepy dolls.
Like, yeah, animated dolls.
Oh.
Okay, so for everybody listening, what that was Duran Duran did an ad for Japanese Suntory whiskey to the tune of "Is There Something I Should Know?" But they look like bobbleheads.
Yes, they do.
And they are doing it for creepy dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I hope that maybe you'll put that link or something so your
Oh, for
listeners
sure.
can.
Definitely.
Yeah, but there is something I wanted to hear your react, because the first time I saw that, I kind of went, "What?"
What?
But it's just, a lot of pop stars, when they do Japanese ads, the Japanese sensibility could be, the sense of humor could be very interesting. That was one of the most unique ones I'd ever seen.
That's
So,
crazy. But
I
at least
understand.
there's that 1 second clip where it goes to John and it's just his
Yeah.
face.
Holy
And
moly.
he looks sexy and normal.
He does, yeah.
That was like a little respite
Oh,
from the
phew.
creepiness.
Okay, I can handle that. Oh, wait, now there's more weirdness. Lots of weirdness.
We'll put that in the
love
show
that you just
show
said-
notes.
Yeah, I love that you just said John looks sexy and normal. It's like, because John's like resting sexy face.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. Default is sexy. Oh my gosh.
So anyway, so as I was saying, they took off. Seven and the Ragged Tiger came out at the end of 83, with the world tour happening in 83 and 84. And it was a very well-documented tour. The documentary Sing Blue Silver was directed by Michael Collins. Arena and Absurd Notion, which was like this concert concept video, they done with Russell Mulcahy, who we'll talk about in a minute here. And then they took the As the Lights Go Down 1 hour concert film, were the concert bits out of Arena. So that whole era was very well documented. And it was this song that led into all that. So I have to ask you, because when it comes to Duran Duran lyrics, everybody seems to have a favorite, or I often per song have a favorite. Do you have a favorite lyric in this particular song?
I wrote down 2 lines and I said, which of these is more Simon?
Oh.
And my favorite lyric is one of these 2 lines. It would either be, "It's the dream that strings the road with broken glass for us to hold, and I cut so far before I had to say."
Ooh, that is very Simon.
Very Simon. And then there's also the one that everybody knows and loves, "Don't say you're easy on me, you're about as easy as a nuclear war."
Yeah.
And I always thought that was the line I liked best, to answer your question. But I think I cut so far before I had to say. I think I like that a little better, actually.
It's very poetic.
That was the word I was just thinking. You're totally right.
Ah.
Yeah, there is something, though, about that line, "You're about as easy as a nuclear war,"
Yeah.
that just, it's up there with some of the greatest
Oh, yeah.
Simon lyrics. Yeah, one of my favorite, the reflex to me, is just filled with like just gold Simon the
Simon-esque.
Bond. Yeah. They Won't Slow Down, the roundabout is just one of my
Oh, yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
make- like, why do you like that so much? I can't even tell you. I love it. But what's also cool about this song is I like the line, "Can you see what makes me blow?" Because so much of this song is such a great tool for parenting teenagers. It really is. So
Oh.
how many times I've turned to my kids and went, "Please, please tell me now, is there something I should know?" and sometimes I'll just sit there and keep going, "Is there something I should say?"
Yeah.
"Okay, Mom, you can stop." But it's, yeah. So all you parents out there, use this one. It works well.
Yeah, I love the nuclear war line too. And it's so 80s. I mean, that was such a theme of songs back then, that just kind of really cements it in the 80s.
Right. Can I ask you, Jackie, in your research research for this, did you see anything about like maybe the band was getting pressure from some sources because Nick Rhodes had produced a #1 song for Lamal and Kajagoogoo,
There they are
Yes.
and Duran
Yeah,
Duran had
right.
yet to have a #1 song?
Yeah, so they went into the studio in December of '82 to do this song, and you're right. I'd read that too.
I read that, but I
And,
also read Lamal say that he didn't think that was a real thing.
Oh.
He didn't think that was a true story, that Nick Rhodes was a nice guy, he helped him, they had good fortune, and that Kajagoogoo's success had no reflection on Duran Duran. That's what he thought, at least.
Okay.
But it's
But,
interesting because I did see it out there.
Yeah, and hey, it's another tie to Lamal and Kajagoogoo because
Yep.
that's all. That's like,
Right.
It's all about that.
But it's true though. If you look at their British chart history, especially, I mean, they got so darn close. With Save a Prayer, we hit #2, and it's like really like, and
Yeah.
there's certainly those bands out there where that happens, and you just don't quite get there. But that was the song that got him there. So here's a question for you guys. This song opens with the chorus. Can you think of other songs in the 80s that open with the chorus?
Yes, immediately.
What'd you come up with right off the top of your head?
Let's Dance.
Oh, that's a good one.
Very good.
Because we talked about that, how it led with the chorus.
How about you, Brian?
Have you ever seen a picture of a blank slate? That's what my face looks
I'm
like right now.
looking at
Yeah.
one right now.
Yeah, a couple times I've
I'm really
So-
struggling.
the two songs that come to the top of my head are Heaven is a Place on Earth
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and one of my very favorite songs of the late 80s.
The lady.
Totally underappreciated. An artist that I think will be more beloved in death. Unfortunately, we lost him last fall. Eddie Money's Walk on Water.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
I love that song.
Okay.
I don't know if I know that.
If I could walk
Walk
on water.
water. If I could
Yep,
find
I know that
some
one.
way to prove. Yeah, and it starts with the chorus.
Yep. But I thought of another one from a little later than this, but not as late as that you all know. Shout.
Oh, yeah. of course.
Shout by Tears for Fears.
I do know that, yep.
I wish this was a trivia showdown category. I'd be killing it. You're looking, you're like a deer in the headlights. I feel like this is a
I love it, Sarah. I think
payback.
for the next 48 hours, you're going to be texting me like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I thought of another one."
Yeah.
And then Brian, 3 days from now, Brian would be like, "I got one."
That's
Excellent.
right. Yeah.
So anything else you guys want to say about the actual song and what the song sounds like?
I got to say one thing. This song has a great example of what we like to call here in Blue Zone Studios the Simon whine.
Oh, yeah, it does.
He's got quite the whine in this song.
You
don't let it show. That was like way off key, but show that's like a.
You were on key. I was off.
Okay.
I'm still out of sorts because I can't think of a song.
Oh, I know. You're going to be thinking of that all night. You'll wake
But
up
yeah,
at 2 a.m. I thought of one.
That is a very Simon moment.
Yeah.
The only other things I wanted to add to this discussion are just that I think that this is the most Duran Duran sounding song of any song. of
Okay.
anything they've ever done.
Okay.
In particular, the verses. And I just thought it was neat. I saw that Phil Thornalley was the mixer on this track.
Okay.
He was the mixing engineer. He was the co-writer of the song Torn
Oh, not only in
in the
Brilliant.
90s. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was
Oh,
the bass.
wow.
He was the bass player in The Cure for a while around
Yes.
the time period of Love Cats.
That's right.
So I just thought that was interesting because
That is.
he's a cool guy, and something I didn't know about him, but I found out when I was just reading about him today. He was the replacement lead singer in Johnny Hates Jazz in 1991.
Oh,
when
my
When they
goodness.
tried to continue without their original singer, he took over.
Wow.
Yeah, which I
That
thought
is
was crazy.
some obscure information there.
Yep. And one last thing I saw that I have this note I forgot. Smash Hits didn't like this song.
Oh, really?
Okay, did you find that? Because I was going through old smash hits and I found one other cool little bit, but I didn't find.
I found their
I didn't
review.
find
Yep.
it. Oh, you found the review.
did.
Okay.
Wow, Brian has a smash hits review.
I've never had
instead
one
of-
before.
Yeah, it's always me.
You want to hear it?
Of course.
Yes.
Smash Hits said this. Their recent success in America seems to have resulted in the employment of noted producer Alex Sadkin behind the mixer and a more pronounced rock group sound. Pity it couldn't have done something with an overly strained chorus.
Oh, my. So
Okay.
that person didn't like it.
I love that they're so critical of it, and probably 3 days later, it hit number one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, what's interesting to me that mention about the rock sound of it, thinking of Arena, one of the most interesting stories I thought in John Taylor's biography, which is really great.
Awesome
is
book.
he talks, it's so good. And he talks about mixing Arena. And it was after the band had splintered apart in the summer of 85. And he was still at the controls helping to mix Arena. And so he popped up his bass to make his bass a lot more prominent because he was the one in
Why
control.
not?
Exactly. And when I was reading the book a couple years ago, I actually pulled up Arena on Spotify and listened very carefully. And you can hear that pronounced bass. And it goes to that rock sound and it makes a real difference. And it's funny, an old colleague of mine once was watching some tape where it was 25 minutes of them trying to get an arrangement of the Reflex correct, leading up to a tour. Oh, it must have been like the Strange Behavior tour or something like that. So they were doing this like very complicated arrangement of the Reflex. And there was just all this like raw tape of them getting ready. And this colleague of mine was watching it and he goes, wow, they're real musicians.
Yes, they are.
And I'm like, yeah, you've known me how long? And yeah, okay. But to him, it was just, they were just these silly synth poppy, they're not true rock and roll folks.
Pretty
But
boys.
Right. So I think that appreciation for their musicianship and their musicality, it grew as they released more rock sounding stuff. And that's why I loved that bit that John talking about pumping up his bass in the mix, and you can hear it.
This has some really good bass in it too. Some really good like slap bass sounds, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
Always enjoyed the slap bass. Oh, guess who else does slap bass?
Lamal.
Yeah, Kashakuku.
I don't think I've spent this much time thinking about Lamal ever.
It's my life now.
Oh man.
Let's talk about the music video, because the video is pretty great. But am I going to say any Duran Duran video is not pretty great? The video is pretty great. So it's a Russell Mulcahy video, of course. Russell Mulcahy worked with them for several years and really created the videos that we know them best for, that were shot in Antigua and in the location videos for Hungry Like the Wolf and Save a Prayer and for Rio. This was the 7th video that they did together. And John, both in his book and with an interview with Billboard magazine that I found, in regards to, is there something I should know? He's like, yeah, we thought we should rein it in a little bit for this one.
Well, they certainly did.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yes. Yeah. And he said he told Billboard in 2014, it was something that was getting out of control when he was talking about the exotic videos. Now, the videos were pretty awesome. Maybe the budgets were getting out of control. I'm sure there might have been something to do with there. So they did this on the soundstage. And he said in regards to this, that they think like the Beatles. It was a very conscious decision to put us in uniform, to not have to come up with an anti-image for that song. A conscious attempt to strip away the artifice. So I thought that was very interesting because, yes, so you see the video and they are wearing, the blue shirts with the white ties tucked in and the black pants. So it's very much got this look to it, and they're on a soundstage. I love how it's often shot like Simon is like looking up to the camera, and all of his wonderful Simon emoting and like throwing his hands up, looking up into the camera. And then you have the other guys in the band often looking up too. So there's a lot of looking up going on. So it's the soundstage video, and he wanders through these black lines and he's looking around. And then there starts to be other imagery coming in there. There's this red ball that comes through the video, and it reminded me a little bit of the whole 99 Luftballons or the red balloon. So, there's the nuclear war.
Good point.
Literal, but yeah, the red ball going through. And it's interesting how it kind of starts like uncomplicated, and then these layers get added and added, which again, I think is almost kind of a pretty good metaphor for Duran Duran. Like a lot of people think that they're just pretty boys, or they're just, a boy band or whatever. And then you begin to learn that they're not, and they're much more complicated and better musicians and all of that kind of thing. So I liked that part of it too. And then there's the whole repurposed video aspect of this, which is just great. In case you happen to forget that, they have been on location, they're going to remind you by throwing in some old footage throughout the video.
Oh, for some reason, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's in the background on many different multi-panels.
Oh, okay.
Like in the second half of the video, it shows up. You don't see it
Yeah,
right
and then
away.
at the end, there's the table flipping.
Oh, yes.
And there's a baby in here too, right?
Yes.
There was a baby. I wonder whatever happened to the baby.
Probably
Wouldn't that be like a great
grew
where are
up.
they now? Probably grew
Yeah.
up. There's some preserved baby somewhere. So, do you guys have favorite parts of this video?
This was not one of my favorite Duran Duran videos that I've ever seen.
We're sitting here listening to you enthusiastically gush about this video, and we're like looking at each other kind of like, what?
Now, you started off, you were making some comparisons with the Beatles, right?
That was John's words.
Well, I kind of see that with their appearance because, the Beatles would always wear the same clothes. They would wear matching suits and things like that. And so it's kind of neat that Duran Duran does something like that with the black pants and blue shirt. It's really weird that they tuck their ties in, though. It made me think they were like waiters.
Yeah, I didn't like that look. I didn't know why they did that.
I'm going to be really superficial.
Okay.
Simon's hair looked like it was in an uncomfortable transition period between short and long.
Oh.
And he didn't look quite as cool as I'm used to him looking. I think Simon's usually pretty sexy. This time I thought he looked a little like someone's dad. And one thing that I laughed at, and then I found out I was right to laugh at it, is at the end when they show you like a nice full close-up picture of each person in the band that shows their face before the video ends.
Pretending to sing the words.
Yeah. Roger looks super uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
But then I was happy to see that he went on to say later, like, I wish that scene would just be cut out of the video because I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, he hates it. Yeah, he looks terrible.
Here's another thing that I don't like. I don't like that they took the instruments away from the rest of the members of the group. It makes everybody but Simon come off as being slightly uncomfortable because they're not really serving a purpose other than to fake lip sync.
Right.
Like I want to see John Taylor playing his bass because he's the master.
All right, but devil's advocate, all those great videos shot on location, like that iconic shot in Rio where they're all on the yacht.
Mm-hmm.
There's no instruments in that.
But that's a story.
But there's a boat in the ocean, which is way more interesting to look at than the walls of this studio.
I'll give you that. But
and they play saxophone on the boat too.
That is true.
Air saxophone.
That is true. Yeah, you're right. Do you know one thing though I really loved about this video with the whole sound station is the use of shadow in this video.
Yeah, that's
really
pretty cool.
Well, that is true. Yeah, they do make a good use of shadow.
Russell is a very interesting director visually.
Oh, yeah.
He would go on to prove that he maybe doesn't always understand story, like with The Shadow and Highlander, movies that I love them both, but those two movies are both visually way better than they are in terms of telling story.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe I like this one too, in part because it is different. Like, I don't know if I would tell you it's my favorite Duran Duran video. Honestly, I'm really partial to the Reflex because I love, and you talk about wanting to see them play their instruments and that kind of thing. I love the Reflex video.
That video is awesome.
And maybe in part, I love it because I remember it from the time I remember being transfixed by MTV and that video. So maybe that has something to do with it.
You know, this is something we talk about sometimes with bands that are fortunate to have this happen to them. Depeche Mode had Anton Corbijn. The Cure had Tim Pope. I never really thought about it. Duran Duran has Russell Makaya to direct them visually for years of their development early on.
He helps shape their image.
And he shapes their image. And it's so helpful to bands. I mean, compare, like we always say, compare Erasure videos to these Duran Duran videos. Erasure is clueless when it comes to their visual representation in videos. They're awesome musically. But Duran Duran has a plan and they stick to it. It works really well for them.
Yeah.
Even in a video like this that I think is sort of boring, I can still appreciate things about it. And it fits with their other videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie, you said this was a step back, or they thought that they needed to take a step back. And that's what it feels like, but not to me in a good way. It just feels, I don't know if it's because this was a kind of a stopgap single. This was not necessarily planned, and maybe they didn't have the time, or I don't know. And as far as them needing to take a break from extravagant videos, well, then they turned right around and did Wild Boys. So it's like, I don't know. This is sort of, to me, an anomaly in their first, 5-6 years of existence. This video, after maybe the first couple, doesn't fit in with the stories that they've been telling visually in their songs.
But I think that was the point. I think you're right. But I think that was the point. So it's like, let's change this up.
I was just going to say, it's just like the James Bond movies. The Roger Moore movies build up and get crazier. They culminate in Moonraker, which is in outer space with space troops that have laser guns.
Yeah.
And then finally the Bond producers say, we have to take a step back. And they come back with a very down to earth For Your Eyes Only, which is an espionage movie.
Okay.
So that's exactly what they're doing here. They're just resetting the stage so that way they don't have to keep trying to one up themselves with the next album. It works in terms of that. It's not a bad video. We've seen my video was terrible. This video was fine compared to KC.
Well, it's not as interesting though. Yours is, at least there's something to talk about. I don't know. I guess there's stuff to talk about in this one too. I got to stop bashing it. It is Duran Duran after all.
I would argue you're not bashing it.
You're speaking from a place of love.
I am. I really am. Because I do love the band. I love the song. I don't love the tucked in ties. Baby's pretty cute.
Okay, so can we do some contexty stuff? Because I love contexty stuff.
Okay.
So what I pulled out of Smash Hits, which I thought was kind of cool, you know how they do the readers poll at the end of every year?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1983, Smash Hits annual's readers poll events of the year, Duran Duran making #1 with Is There Something I Should Know was their #8 Readers Poll event of the year.
Number 8.
Yeah, but it was the only event on these 10, and of course I'll go through these real quick, that was a song hitting #1.
Oh.
So the rest are, so number 10 was the Culture Club Color by Numbers tour. 9 is Eddie Yates marrying Marion Willis in Coronation Street. As you know, it's British. Number 8 is Duran Duran making #1 with Is There Something I Should Know. Number 7 is Channel 4's Midsummer Night's Tube Spectacular, which I probably would have quite enjoyed. Number 6, Duran Duran playing the Prince of Wales Trust at London's Dominion Theatre.
Oh, sure.
Number 5 was Rock Around the Clock. I'll have to look into exactly what that's referring to. I'm wondering if it's a British TV movie or a British music special or something like that. Number 4 was David Bowie's Serious Moonlight Tour. 3 was Wham's Club Fantastic Tour.
Oh.
Number 2, you're going to love this, Sarah.
Uh-oh.
It's Kajagoogoo and Lamal splitting
Oh my
That
gosh.
was number 2?
Wow.
in the event of the year.
Wow.
And number 1 was Duran Duran's concert for MenCap,
Okay.
which was a big charity concert they did in July of '83.
So Duran Duran had 3 events in the top 10.
Yes,
Wow,
they did.
That's
Well,
pretty
that
wild.
sounds about right.
So, yeah. Okay, so I want to bring it back home, bring it back to the United States, and talk about when it debuted on the American chart. So it debuted on the American chart on June 4th, 1983, and it debuted at number 57. Number 74 was China Girl, David Bowie.
Nice.
Okay.
At 70 was Prince's 1999.
Good.
At 60 was Stevie Nicks' Stand Back.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song. And debuting on this chart at number 37,
Ooh.
The Police, Every Breath You Take.
Ah.
So
okay.
same day as Is There Something I Should Know?
So
Wow.
that premiered, it debuted in the top 40. That's cool.
It sure did. I bet Casey Kasem was awesome with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I've got.
Well, that is really cool. And that was fun to talk about a song that everybody loves after
Yeah.
we talked about 2 songs that probably most people didn't really remember.
Yeah.
So it's always good to go out on a high note.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I'm glad we saved the best for last there,
Yep.
Jackie.
Yep. But
Yeah, thanks listeners for sticking around.
So that is our discussion of the first disc of the 2-disc set. Now that's what I call Music Volume 1. Jackie, can we get you to come back and talk about disc 2 then in a week or 2?
That would be great.
Awesome, because these are perfect shows for summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of good music and minimal effort.
That's right.
So Jackie, thanks for joining us today. Do you have anything right now that you want to mention or promote?
Yes, actually, I do have something I want to mention or promote. I'm currently working on a project for the Museum of Popular Culture's Pop Conference, which is happening in September. Every year, the Pop Conference happens at Mopop in Seattle, but it has moved online. So I would encourage anybody who's interested in pop music, who would be like everybody listening to this, to go check out the Museum of Pop Culture's website. They have a lot of really cool online programs, but the thing that I'm participating in is a conference that's all about youth and popular music.
Cool.
I am super excited about it. I'm going to be on a panel of folks talking about 70s and 80s. We each have a particular topic. What we're doing is actually recording our presentations that are going to live as part of the conference. People can go watch them and then come and participate in a Zoom roundtable. My topic is Debbie Gibson and her fans.
Aha.
Oh, wow. What's the website that we would go to see your presentation?
So go check out the Museum of Popular Culture's website, and all the information about the conference will be on there.
Cool.
Okay.
Great. Well, Jackie, we appreciate you and your time, and let's make a date to get back here and talk about some more great 80s music.
That's right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yay. Wow, that was so much fun.
That was pretty fun. I had a blast recording that one.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I've laughed that much in a long time. It was just such a joy talking with her. Jackie just knows so much, but she, makes these conversations so much fun and entertaining.
That's right. I always love talking with her. In fact, we talked with her back in April, I think, or earlier in the quarantine.
Yeah.
We actually just talked to her just for the heck of it.
Yeah, just wanted to see how things were going. And yeah, we had a lot of fun then too. So I hope that came through, but I hope we also shared some information with you that maybe you didn't know. And of course, you got to go check out those videos.
Those videos are amazing.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Of course, only one's going to change your life, and that's, of course, Lamal.
Oh, man.
We are always wondering what you think about the episodes, what your opinion is of the music. So you are always welcome to join us on our Facebook or our Twitter. We have a little post that announce each episode. Feel free to chime in there.
That's right.
Let us know what you think. In our Depeche Mode episodes, we were pretty successful with getting people to call in with voicemails. We were able to share people's Depeche Mode memories,
Yeah.
which was great. And that's not something that we were just doing for Depeche Mode. We're looking to do that with every episode,
That's
really.
right. Yeah, and this was a pretty big album in the UK when it came out. Obviously, we just talked about that and the impact it had on people at the time. So if you were one of those people that were lucky enough to get it back in 1983, we'd love to hear that story. Or if you had it later on in your life, we would love to hear your memories of this really important album. So give us a call on a couple of our different methods of leaving messages.
We have two of those, Sarah. One, if you're in the U.S., I think this is the easiest way. You can just call us at our Google voicemail number, 724-490-8324. And if you are elsewhere in the world, probably the easiest way to do it is through SpeakPipe, and that is a website that lets you send voicemails. You could send us one at speakpipe.com/permrecordpod. So those are two great ways to get voicemails to us. We'd love to hear your memories of Now That's What I Call Music Volume 1, how you came downstairs as a 12-year-old and Santa Claus had left it under the tree for you. All right, so thanks, everybody. Let us know what you think about these songs, these videos. We're really curious to hear what you have to say. And we will see you in a couple weeks for part 2, right, Sarah?
Yeah, we have a whole other album to discuss. So
That's right. I wonder what we're going to pick from that.
I don't know.
I don't know, but summer's rolling on. I hope the heat goes away a little bit by then.
Yeah, for sure.
So talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Oh, hey, Jackie, I thought of one. Culture Club, Miss Me Blind.